But first, we start with overnight news. One person in custody right now after a stabbing at a motel in the northeast part of Albuquerque. A call about this came in about 11:45 last night. Police on the scene tell us a man was stabbed, then went to the lobby of this Red Roof Inn to have someone call 911. Now, when we showed up, we saw someone there inside what looked like to be mopping up blood. The man who was stabbed was rushed to the hospital. He is expected to live. We'll have more on this later today.
Well, Santa Fe City Council is talking about implementing some of the toughest gun laws in the state. And
tonight you have your chance to weigh in on a plan to ban magazines being sold with more than 10 bullets. News 13's David Romero is live in the Newsplex with all the details. David, I imagine there's a lot of controversy about this.
That's exactly right, Matt. There is major debate on both sides, from gun advocates to opponents. Some saying it will save lives, others saying it infringes on some Second Amendment rights. Now, the wording of the ordinance includes the transfer, possession, and sale of the high-capacity magazines. That means any ammo magazine used in an automatic weapon cannot hold more than 10 bullets, according to the Santa Fe News.
And we do know that limiting high-capacity fitting devices to 10 bullets or 10 rounds is enough to save lives.
Well, coming up in our next half hour, we are going to hear from a Santa Fe gun shop owner who is making a big push to have a big turnout at tonight's City Council meeting and oppose the bill. Matt, back to you.
Okay, thank you, David. Again, the details on this, the City Council is thinking about banning stores from selling magazines that have 10 or more bullets. David will be back in a half hour with more, and you can hear more about the gun control plan tonight at 7 at Santa Fe City Hall. Elizabeth?
a big decision to buy a big building. The Bernalillo County Commission voted to buy one of the biggest buildings in downtown Albuquerque. It happened last night. Alvarado Square has been empty for about 6 months since P&M moved out. The county says it will use the building to consolidate offices, which are currently scattered. The county will negotiate with the sellers, so it is not clear how much this acquisition will cost. And a new building cannot come fast enough for some workers at the Bernalillo County Public Safety Center in downtown.
Oh no, you want to know why? They've been dealing with a broken air conditioner at their offices for about a month now, even when we've had these triple-digit temperatures. This is the 4th week in a row. Workers tell us temperatures inside have reached 102 degrees. The county says the coolers that they used to have were as old as the building. We're talking 35 years, and they just stopped working. New ones are on the way, though.
We were able to order them on the 7th of June, and they were scheduled for delivery on the 14th. Unfortunately, the company that delivered them changed the scheduled delivery dates 3 times, and so we only got them yesterday.
Look at the bright side, at least they're there. The county hopes to have the new air conditioners installed by Monday. And another building in downtown Albuquerque got so hot yesterday it set off the fire alarms. That's what county workers tell us. That is hot. One person sent us these photos of fire trucks parked outside the office complex off Roma Street. Workers say they had to evacuate. One person even had to go to the hospital for heat exhaustion. Hope that person's okay. Firefighters confirmed that this person did faint, but did not say exactly why. They say the fire call was a false alarm. And happening now, take a look. The massive silver fire is still raging in the Gila National Forest. It grew by about 5,000 acres yesterday. Now at 85,000 acres, it is still just 20% contained. The fire, thankfully, has not reached any homes or buildings just yet, but it is threatening Hermosa and Cooney, 2 areas near there.
And still no word yet on when Highway 152 will open from San Lorenzo to Kingston. The fire has been very active on the northern side as hot, dry conditions continue to fuel the flames.
Meteorologist John Smith here now with your fire forecast. We're hoping for low winds, high humidity. Going to happen today?
Well, we'll get one of those two things. We have had a lot of bad news lately as far as the fire weather forecast has gone, but even Clint Eastwood hasn't been able to help us out. But
oh, man.
Yeah, but yeah, but the good news is that there will be some good news. But first, let's get to the bad news. The area of high pressure that we've been watching the past couple of days has finally moved over the state. That's going to bring some hot conditions over the next couple of days with temperatures well above average. We're talking by about 10 to 15 degrees. And it's also going to help lock out any moisture across the state. That's the bad news, and it's not the good situation that we want for the fire situation. But we are going to have a little bit of good news today. With high pressure over the state, it is going to help keep those winds down, and that is a little bit of good news that we'll be hanging on to throughout the day. So with temperatures in the low 90s, it's going to be hot, and relative humidity is only around 10 to 15%. But the good news is the winds will be down throughout the afternoon.
All right, John, thank you very much. This morning, we have got a sketch of the Bosque rapist. Albuquerque police released the sketch in hopes that someone will recognize the guy. More than a week ago, a woman in her 40s was robbed at knife point by a man who looks like this. She claims he then raped her. It happened near the Levee Trail north of Central. The victim says she was walking to the river's edge to meet someone when it happened. Now, she's been working with APD's crime lab to come up with this sketch of her attacker. What we understand is that he is a Hispanic man in his late teens to early 20s with a mustache and short, dark brown hair. He had a black backpack, and he actually stole the victim's pink mace and cell phone.
Well, apparently there is now photographic evidence this time of a former high school football star possibly trespassing at yet another home in Albuquerque. Ronnie Daniels, who played at La Cueva, then at Texas Tech, is still in jail this morning after police arrested him on Sunday, saying he broke into a home in the Heights and was taking a bath naked. After that made news, we got these pictures of what looks like a guy who could be Daniels in someone else's backyard, possibly on Saturday. Now here it looks like Daniels is busy with something on a table there.
With pans and dishware set out on their table that he had carried into the yard, and he was experimenting or making something.
The pictures also show that the man here, whoever he is, had two purses. Neighbor called police. Then they taped this man as he hopped the wall before they got there. And as for Mr. Daniels, he is facing charges for the bathtub incident only.